put it down in the computer.
Well, everybody, we just kind of been up talking a little bit. So if any of this, it's not really, because I see a lot of people don't want to chat, and I don't expect miracles, but I'm just going to talk a little bit. I'm not, I haven't been too happy since the 30th of September. I feel like that was all just a game now. I don't want to be played. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't like people sitting behind a TV screen or texting. I want to see it up close in person. And we're just having a discussion. And it's going to go several directions, so just kind of bear with me a little bit. But no, I don't have anything against any one person that I don't know, and I don't have anything, mean to say to people on here that I haven't ever seen them, haven't dealt with them in any form or fashion. So it ain't something necessarily directed toward any one person on here. But, I was just telling my wife, we unfortunately are some of the last few people that are left. But, if somebody asked me what time you cherished, just being a kid then back in the old days, not long ago, when you didn't have all this technology junk, everybody, was doing good gatherings, you had all the people that you could have around you. Wasn't nobody was worried about viruses and masks and all that other mess and stuff then. But no, my wife just, I don't know, she probably told these people certain things. Of course, I think somebody calls her and checks up on her, and she got one of these so-called caseworkers. But I've always been against them, and I have to get this off my chest because, again, it goes to the same reason. She now knows she can't just put anybody in front of me and expect me to like them. She's got to check these people out. If she thinks they ain't right, she knows not to put them in front of me because I'll tear them apart in 5 minutes. If I can find one thing wrong with you, I'm not one to be messed around with. If you one of these people that need to be on Dr. Phil, or you need something, well, actually, it wouldn't even do you any good. But I'll just say right now, she kind of threw up some things, and I like I said, some of this may be a repeat, but it's all right. Strip scenario. What if somebody came down from the apartments again? I said, what do you want? Another one of these drug addicts? No one of these people? I said, last one didn't even have a car, didn't have no money. I said, we had more than they did. But yet they had a couple kids on them and everything else. I said, the only thing I liked about the whole thing was her mom and dad. Her mom and dad remind me of my dad. Because you could tell him anything, they'd sit there and listen. But she can't find that in a person that is much younger than them. That shows you how fucked up these people are. You had somebody our age, about 30 years old, could have been something nice, but they had their phone up their ass. They had supposed friends up there, and like I told my wife, you just can't. Yes, I'm nice and I'm sweet to her, And we sometimes have our own things that happen at home, but we sit and talk them out and things of that nature. And nobody's perfect. So, and nobody can't say they don't judge somebody because everybody judges somebody on something. Mm-hmm. Just like if there's ever to be any third person to be in our circle at all, you're gonna have your crap straightened up and fly right. You can't be on one side and me on another. My wife knows exactly where I stand because we've been married 10 years. Mm-hmm. I don't care. I don't care if you had the nicest looking body out here out in Decatur, Tennessee, or whatever. If your mind ain't right and you can't get over your past issues and you can't be talked to in the simplest manner, and I have to repeat myself, and I have to get loud, and I have to get down nasty and get right, because I don't play around. Y'all's problem is you don't like that I think ahead. I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna like this thing that's give me a little bit of their time, which hadn't happened in a while. But let's just play something out here and say, well, you're too harsh. Somebody might say well, I expect somebody, I don't care, like I said, I don't care if you smoked a cigarette now and then. I would prefer you don't. Same thing with drinking. I prefer you don't drink, but yeah, if you absolutely have to have one every 6 months or something like that, if it's just on special occasions, okay. As long as somebody could say, "Hey, I respect them for being the way they are," and they could simply sit there and accept that we'll drink a Coke or tea or I might milk or something. And I'm not a coffee drinker. I don't think I've ever said that on here. But, so I mean, if a female is ever going to get anything right, and be able to take this offer without, and I ain't worried about the cards or the money or nothing like that, because that happens on the internet, When I'm in person and you got these people, and like I said, I'd probably say it'll happen probably at the store, most likely, if it happened anywhere. As small chances that might be. But, at least that's not a church. At least that's not a goddamn, place where, at least at the store, it could be, you could sit there and eat, talk about whatever. At a church, you're bound to this spiritual bullshit and this hogwash about fellowshipping and all that bull, and you're bound, you're gagged, you can't. Them kind of people, I would not especially want to deal with them, as it's not the place to go, especially if you want something like this. And it's just like I said, you could line me up 100 people out here I didn't know and never seen them before, and one of two things are going to happen. Either I'm going to pick them apart in 5 minutes, or there might be one decent one out there that actually, if there would have to, at the rate they're going, and not saying these work, but, there's been reality TV shows. If a fella knew of a way, if they had one of these, they used to have these dating shows, pick a door, 2 or 3 people picked out. The problem is, me and my wife's already married, so, it'd have to be a certain show would be specialized for what we're looking for. So again, I can sit and listen to people talk all day, and as long as I'm being able to give my opinion, and you can sit there and listen and be quiet and not interrupt somebody halfway through, then there wouldn't be no trouble. But trouble starts when you don't agree with what I'm saying. I want to do right. I don't want to jump off a bridge or intentionally do something to myself or tell somebody else, "Hey, yeah, I think you just should keep doing your drugs and keep doing all the things that's harming yourself." You know, we just now, like I say, we just got rid of a lot of these people that's been, sticking up for crack whores and all different things out here, and all that stuff's stopped. But there's no scenario that I could see. I avoided that. I avoided them apartments up just right near us for a reason. You could not. I'm just saying she proposed this, and I'm knocking it down now. I said unless they had a car, that's the only way I'd think maybe something different. Because me and my wife and the person we had up here, just to give some, like I said, some of it's gonna be repeat, but that's all right. If she had a car, and if she had her shit done right with her ex-husband, supposedly, I don't believe that for a minute, but that's just my opinion. I'm probably right in the end anyway. But the kids stuff, like I said, it depends on the kids. My wife now knows you can't just, like I said, you can't just throw something at Derek and him like it. It's not going to work. And I would expect the same thing if I did that. If my wife didn't like it, and I pretty well think ahead anyway. So if some reason or other they start giving off bad vibes, like I said, we'd have to kick you out. I mean, like I said, it goes both ways. I'm unfortunately I'm not liked around here. I'm not one that gets people coming up to me much. I mean, aside from the one or two people that I might have went to school with or something, like I told her that Stacy, when every now and then she'll just say hi and go on. Mm-hmm. But because she upset me a year and a half ago, somewhere through there, and probably not meaning to, but I just don't like talking about people that I don't hang out with, and I especially didn't like our last interaction. That was, we used to have this person's number and everything else, and she wanted to tell me about someone else that she and I used to have in one of our only classes that we saw each other in. And, back in Fairview, now it's either north or south. I don't care. But anyway, I just, I told her, and I was still working then. And I didn't get, all been out of shape or nothing, but I told her plainly, I was like, look, I don't care about what she's doing. I don't care how she feels. I really don't care, because at the same time, that whole thing, I was probably doing the wrong thing anyway, trying out all these churches. Like I said, we tried several of them out and just kind of going to one because somebody offered this and somebody did that. And then we didn't like, because like I said, one time I'll come out of a church, because I've been there many times, and I'll say, man, that's a pretty good service. Then you'll go the next 4 or 5 times, 10 times, whatever it be, and you're fighting to keep yourself up. You're fighting to keep yourself awake. And I'm not big on on anything, especially this God stuff. If a person can't take out the time and quit clock watching and eating, saying they won't go home and eat, why didn't you get a breakfast? Y'all could stop at the damn one of these restaurants. Go get you a goddamn biscuit. Simple. But they because they'll mention that a lot of times in their stuff, and their little preaching time. They only do about 30 minutes. You're lucky to get an hour in, and the whole time they're either talking about their family, they're talking about this that happened at home, or some bullshit happened on TV, or some celebrity donated this to something, and or something else. I mean, they're not teaching you anything. They're not even talking about anything. Supposedly Jesus Christ. He must not have done nothing in his 33 years that he was here. I mean, other than what a little bit's in the Bible, there ain't much else to surmise. There ain't no reason to like him. There's a lot more reason to hate him, actually. Because he don't do nothing. He don't play sports. He don't do anything fun. All he does is wear his stupid little gown. That stupid goddamn fucking shit. He'd make, like I said, if he were here right now, you guarantee what would happen. I'd bet anything on it. He'd have you out here plowing the fields, out here, bored as fuck. You wouldn't get to choose what job you want. He'd be out here and he'd be all over you like a stick of dynamite. You never get no peace. I'm glad he ain't here, because I'd be wanting to join them people that fucking killed him. Cause he'd probably drive me to that point. I mean, I hate to say it, but I wouldn't want that man at my ass 24/7. I tell you that. If I couldn't get, I'd want my peace every now and then. And I just, I just can't see being miserable and just seeing this same old bull crap and all this about Noah's Ark. Who the fuck cares? Nobody was here. Hell, we don't even know. We don't have no proof of him anyway. Just all, who God knows. Like I said, who knows? Like I said, the only thing we do know for certain is dinosaurs ain't here. Otherwise, we can't be here. I mean, that much I do know. I know that had to be had. They got killed off. So I can't surmise too much more past that, except for, like I said, you go past Genesis and then I'm lost. I'll tell you this. They start off good. And in the Bible and stuff, Genesis, and then there was a few things there when the Undertaker and Shawn Michaels wrestled the first time. They got a little bit of that Bible verses stuff in there. And the day was night, blah, 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 or whatever, however they put that in the Bible. Anyway, God saw, they should be this, and, the whole thing. Like I said, there was some Bible stuff put in there. But it and it's like talking to a 2-year-old. It's like the light's called day and darkness is called night, and big deal. Like, who couldn't come up with that? I mean, good grief. It's, like I say, it's like and I'm sitting there thinking, would it be better if a fella looked at life? Like I said, if you want to be like that and you want to be crammed up like that and you want to be, I mean, like I said, it's only 2 days. And like I said, the most crowds you get, speaking of church, the only crowds you get are the crowds that like to think that they'll be exempt if they come only one time during that week. And the only time they come is that Sunday morning. That's the most you'll ever get. Whether it's a small church, a medium-sized church, or a large church. The majority of those people are going to come that Sunday morning. That's going to be what you're going to get. Now, you want to sit there and entice them with food. You want to do that, or, oh, wow, Derek, you got one of these people who's going to come sing. Oh, good grief. So, like, it's not nobody I want to hear, so I'm not going. And it's the same old stuff. It's in the hymn, but nobody sings them. It's the same old stuff. Like I said, why bring some strangers in there to sing them when the churches could sing them themselves if they felt so glorified. And there's a lot of them songs that never get sung one time. They don't do the Pledge of Allegiance. They don't do any of that stuff. America the Beautiful. They never do anything patriotic in these churches. They don't do any of that. Why are these songs in the damn Bible, the damn hymn books, if you don't sing them? And I'm not talking about out here. I'm talking about anywhere. I'm just saying it in church. I know it happens. I know you probably thought I was talking about this out here. I'm just saying it happens at a lot of churches. They don't do anything right. If you read that book from page 1 to page whatever the last page was, 1,000, let's just throw a number out there. It's probably at least that many. So, why do you just have to skip around and lie about what you preach? If God was supposedly this real and this impactful in your life, I would expect you to do a sermon on it every time the same way. We want to be able to fill you. We're your audience. But, I have talked myself out of many times ever going back to anything like that. There's nothing in it. The people in it, people that come there, and same old people that you see all the time. There's no, well, Derek, how are we supposed to get new ones? Okay. Well, if that's that. Well, it depends on, like I said, a lot of times depends on who it is that runs the show. I've always kind of wondered, had this kind of on my mind, wondered what a woman would sound like pastoring at these churches. I wonder if they ever thought of, I'm not saying that, like I said, but I because you always hear of a guy doing it, and but sometimes you get something on your heart, and then a woman might get up there and take 5 or 10 minutes up, but they're not treated right, and like I said, I remember my kid days. I could go back and tell you used to, Wes, pretty much prayed when we ate, and at night time, my mom used to do this little thing when you go to bed, and it used to be a ritual, like I said, but a thing, like I said, about twice a day. But I mean, as far as family all going to church and always doing the right things, if they thought that was the right thing to do, they wasn't doing it. And my dad and everybody else is at fault for that. I mean, it wasn't up to me. If it was up to me, I'd probably rather stay home. But as a kid, it's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to tell you the things and take you the things you're supposed to. I had fun where I went when I was a kid, and had a good time going out and seeing Dot. But like I said, just for example, if we went to church, it'd be almost 1 o'clock or so, maybe later. I could imagine, trying to go up and see Dot and then trying to see Granny and them all of a sudden, all in times back then. Like I said, I tried going with my family eventually. At one time, a few times back in before it was right after I met my wife, and I was going to Walnut Grove then, but I thought, well, give my granny and them stuff a try, or something like that, so me and her went, and then all of a sudden I didn't know this till they was telling us, but it wasn't anything that we were advocating for. But like I said, they're the ones that want to go out to eat after church. Wasn't there? It didn't have anything to do with me. But yeah, why wouldn't you? I mean, you probably sit there and listen to them do all that just to get you a bite of food. Who wouldn't want to buy the food after? Y'all spent y'all's money. It wasn't my idea. So, but yeah, back to, I just told my wife, I said, well, I don't know whether or not we'll ever get anything. Like I said, she could tell anybody out here within ear's reach, but nobody's going to want you to be happy. You can tell your caseworkers, you can tell you guys you write to up there at the churches, they ain't going to care. Like I said, they'll want to make somebody else happy, but they don't feel a bit sorry for your situation or what you go through. They're not going to try to help you. There's a lot of these places, like I said, there's them places like for these people that go to these Hawassi places. Hell, them people are more whacked than anything else. Why in the world would I want to feel sorry for one of them? That's so bad off that you can't even help them. I ain't been but about 2 in my whole lifetime that I ever thought had anything good to come out of one of them places. And like I said, one of them's gone. The other one is my wife here. But, you just can't throw somebody else in front of me and expect me to like it. I think my wife wants to give them a chance, and I understand that. I would too, but, I got to know their mind's right. I got to know they ain't gonna fucking kill me in my sleep. Or that they ain't going to do something drastic, act out. We had one up here that acted up over because she lost something. Turn up Jack. Like I said earlier, turn up Jack. And she didn't have her kids going where they need to go. Let's go see Daddy. Go see Daddy. Like I said, that it makes my head want to explode. Because they want to go see Daddy. So, like I said, me and my wife have to sit here and act like we're on a mute. So they're just supposed to tear up Jack, supposed to scream, yell, holler, carry on in the house. Not supposed to have any rules. I'm too harsh, and I can't sit there and watch that and listen to that go on all the time. Now, if my wife wants to do that when I'm dead and gone, if she wants to put up with some of these people's kids and stuff, acting up like that and whatever, she might find something when I'm dead and gone. I'm not going to, because I'm certainly not going to tolerate that BS sitting in front of me. I'm not going to sit there and play God and listen and forgive you 10,000 times and go by the book. He could shoot me down right now as I'm watching this video. Now, I'm not going to change my ways of thinking for these halfway dumb-witted people that they're supposed to be a certain age of accountability, but they sure don't act like it. I don't have a car. My wife don't have a car because we don't need one. We take Seth. We have a payee that sends us a little out each week. And as far as anybody, what they do with either side of our families, we don't care. We don't want to hear about it. People at the pig and all that. So what? So what if you text them? I don't care if you do or you don't. We don't want that stuff because me and my wife have been through a lot. Y'all ain't here. Mary up there at the pig ain't here. Nobody's here to see what it's like. It's hard enough to sleep at night. It's hard enough as it is. I've slept more probably just the last 12 hours that I have, and took me naps and stuff. There ain't much else to do besides what you do during the day. It's like I told my wife, all you get done is eat, sleep, and repeat. That's all you get done. There ain't nothing to do. You can't trust nobody with a job anymore. It's just, and it's dead as fuck on YouTube, and nobody's got a real picture, so you don't know who you're talking to. When these people comment on here, you don't know what to think or anything else. And some of these people, I guess I've run them off too. Probably all guys, as I'd surmise. But like I said, I don't think you're gonna find nothing on YouTube. You ain't gonna find nothing nowhere. And my wife should have known that, and I should have just did not entertain anything she ever brought up in here, because I didn't know them, and they didn't know me, and I'm the world's worst at sticking to what I know is best. I know what's best for you before you even start talking. So if that makes me an enemy, then I might as well be everybody's enemy, because I'm not going to take in anything less than what I know is right. And if you can't get your head out of the gutter, and like I tell these people on the internet, if you can't trust yourself to put yourself out there and get your heart broken a few times, your heart's gonna get broke. Mine's been broke too, so. But you learn to cope with it. You learn to get over it. You go do things that you've always done, and find some way. Watch some TV, listen to some music, go for walks, simple things like that. Like I said, my wife don't want to admit this, but she's going to know it's true. I think at times she does, and sometimes she wishes, it wasn't the truth, but, it is what it is. All she's got is me and these dolls up here. I mean, you can't have anything. Like I said, because people want to they want to use you, they want to abuse they don't want any of your time for really anything. They're too concerned with these other things. Oh, you want? Oh man, here, Catherine's dog. There, that's what we're talking about. Stuff like this. Yeah. But yeah, so I don't mind. I don't mind, like I said, to be in a spot and help somebody if it's just finding something in the store, I guess, or something so small. I never really put myself over. I'm certain my wife don't either much, but it's just, yeah, there's a certain type of lady that if they came with everything, like I said, right in the inside, if it was something, just as nice on the outside, that we had a certain type of thing we were looking for to play, so we could play sports and have fun and do different things with. But we had this whole unicorn thing fixed up. Unfortunately, I've made a boo-boo. I made a mistake. I gave y'all too much credit, I guess, or at least I used to think you could find decent people out here, but apparently you can't no more. And I either have to hear about the little brat, or somebody else out here can't hold a job down for even 2 or 3 weeks. Whereas everywhere I've worked, I've either gotten cheated out of a job I supposed to. I've always showed up, always did what I was supposed to do, and I can't win for losing at that, because these damn people that don't know how to run the show won't lay me off, because either that ain't worth what they're paying me, or they can't afford to pay me. Well, if they can't afford to pay me, why the fuck hire me? Don't even fucking hire me. I don't care. Yeah, I'm supposed to be a Fortune 500 company. Wherever I've worked, whether it be Sonic, whether it be Hardee's, or anywhere I've only worked 3 different places. But the first time I was laid off because them people couldn't afford to pay me at fucking measly $100 or about that. Well, goddamn, you could come out there and said, hey, it's all right if we cut you down just a little bit. I'd have been fine with it. I'd still been up at Sonic and Sweetwater. They'd still been. I'd have been there now. Let's see, I started in 2006. So I'd have been there almost 15 years by this point. So again, it goes to show you. I always liked all the people I worked with up there. But if a job can't be reasonably something up to me within reason, I don't want to be fooled around with, played and done wrong. That's why I won't work now. Yeah, maybe if I get a chance or two to talk to some of these people, but they already got husbands, they already got kids of their own, they got things they got to do. I don't know why they come up to me, and like I said, I only work part-time. So I get these people coming up to me, I want to be this, I want to do that, and they got something they'd rather be done. So I've had it all the way around, and all sides. And for those that wonder, my arm had them bumps on it, and I had popped a few, so that's why it looks a little all dinged up. I get those bumps when you eat certain things, chocolate or whatever. Yeah, looks like I've been through a war, though. Only on one side, but they'll heal up. But acne or whatever occasionally gets on you. But oh man, here's Gracie, folks, and Spot. Spot. There she is. But yeah, that's all we got. It's this stuff right here. I mean, it's sad, but looks like that's what we got. Fortunately, nothing's. Life's. That's like Vince McMahon. I've said this before, but it's funny. Life sucks, then you die. Well, that must be that must be what's going to happen to me and my wife. I guess we'll just have to die out. The way we're going to have to accept it. And, just I like I said, she can sit there and tell all these people they don't give a damn. All these people, the only thing they're worried about is what food they stuff in their mouth and what they got doing their 9 to 5 job. You can't go in there. None of these people, that's the thing. Then the Hiwassee places, they'll tell you, for example, they want you to have all this and that, and want you to go to these places and meet all these people. Why? They like I said earlier, they're worse off than what's here. They won't listen. And if somebody just thought that was a good idea to let my wife bring one of these fucking people home, all of a sudden, without my permission, what the fuck? I mean, my God, they could have fucking come in here and killed me. They could have done anything. They could have had a knife in their pocket. I don't know. That's what's funny. My wife could have been in danger on the way home.
Yeah.
And she didn't know this person hardly. I mean, she'd heard of her, but I mean, it's not like it's not like we were sitting there at the house knowing who this fucking person was, what all their problems are. And if you don't know anybody on the inside, you don't really need to know them, period, because they can't bear the responsibility that they're that messed up. This person was getting mad at me because I couldn't let them stay here. Well, I knew they couldn't stay here because we rent this apartment. And so she kind of pulled something similar to the crack whore and, just pull one of her stunts, and I had to call the police and stuff out here back then and all that and have her gone to one of them medical places. They didn't want to. They was trying to blame everything on me or something else. I said, no, I sit right here and watched it all go down. I said I didn't go in there to look. But this person had took her own head and beat it into one of them things we had sitting in the back room back there, and we had to go clean that up. And cause she bled out a little bit, but she just in one of those things. One of them mindsets, you couldn't talk to them. He's all over the place. I mean, talking about things I never heard of, never seen this person before, and her name was Sassy, so if that don't tell you anything. But, she's a little bit heavy set and everything. Yeah, man, I don't know what to tell my wife except for what I've always known to be the case with me. You can't just bring anybody up. I don't care if it's family or people that you just can't do it. And, nothing anybody offers. Me or my wife's never any good. It's never enough. I'd only be willing to take what we was offering and offer it to somebody special, somebody with a good heart, somebody had something on the inside that most people don't have these days. And could understand being in a handicapped person's shoes and understanding what happens to us. So, my wife's gonna have to remember that, because I never get that way. I just go in and get my shit and get out. I can't, and then most times she does too. But sometimes people have a habit of coming up to her and telling her things, telling her a bunch of lies about they homeless, they ain't got nowhere to go. Those kind of people. Well, you know, well, we're about as low as you can get. $1,100. Most of that goes toward our bills, and we got to pay these. So we're not worried about whether we're fake or what. We're not worried about the codes and the bank accounts and all that stuff. Me and my wife, would just rather if it was meant to be, meet somebody out in person. We may only get out once or twice or something a week, or she may get on her walks, and do her evening walks or something, or want to go out a couple times a day to do that. But, we're just going to have to tighten up our ship, tighten it up, get to know you, and ask all the personal questions. Can't just let you sit here and put on one of your fake smiles like something like my mom would do in 5 minutes, and then you'd start acting ugly. Feller needs to, whether it's both of us at the same time, whether it's her that meets them before I do, or if I was to meet them before I do, it's our responsibility. What I'm saying, it's our responsibility to know these people first. Ask them what's important, so you know where their head's at. Because if you don't set ground rules and you don't go by the ground rules that you've got set, if any of that makes them mad, then like I said, they'd just be out. But I'm hoping as long as this is took, that we actually get somewhere with the last chance, if we ever get a chance, if we ever see anything else. Like I said, most likely it'd have to be somebody that already had a card and already had some stuff. Can't just bring in something much less than what we already are anyway. Which is very little money, and what little bit we get, we go out and get things we need for our apartment and things of that nature. I'm gonna go out, probably get me a haircut today down here in Decatur, Tennessee. But yeah, apparently I've run a lot of these people off because they don't like anything I'm saying or doing. So, it's just, unfortunately, my wife has to realize all that stuff gone. All that stuff I had gone. Ain't no more magic tricks. Ain't nothing up my sleeve anymore. I'm too ugly. I'm not anything special. I don't have anything that anybody likes about me. I don't like my attitude. My wife might put up with me, but that's about it. You can't just bring any old pretty chick up in here and think they're gonna fit what me and my wife's looking for. You can't take them at their word anymore. Their mind could be so screwed up from somebody that's done something to them, or you never know. Like I said, I believe not smoking, not drinking, not doing any drugs, not getting around that crowd. I believe they could help that, especially if you're over the age of accountability. You should be able to take responsibility for your actions. Not sit here and drill my wife on why we think it should give you some slack on why you made those bad choices. I'd understand you if you accepted responsibility for them and you were trying to so-called recover from them. If you came out on the decent end, understanding, and sat there and listened, and if you applied everything we said and didn't make up shit like a lot of you people do, then we'd get somewhere. And like I said, it's a shame, but that's just what we have to come out here and realize. We've got an offer on the table, like I said, but we've got one another right now. And that's what it's going to be for the foreseeable future. I mean, any day could be the day if the person came out right. And but I mean, she knows you can't make things happen. It don't help doing anything. Praying about it don't help doing anything. It's just got to be something that somebody wanted and somebody uh, can understand. Like I said, but we're not those type of people that mess around, play around with stuff. You know, like I said, as good as I want to be, and as nice as I'd like to be, and give this good offer we have on the table to somebody. You know, with all the stuff that we've been through, I don't know. I don't know that a person can be like us and just reasonably sit down and have a casual conversation about it in a nice way and just be reasonable. A lot of people can't stomach the way I talk, or can't stomach the way I say certain things, the way I put things. So I don't know. I never, like I said, most time when I get stuff or comments or anything, I can't read them. Like I said, I don't have that one on here, Dylan. I don't have him on here. Uh, Usually, I don't. He works and things, so I don't really get to speak much to him. But I just, like me and my wife said, we just feel like there's nothing changes, nothing. You know, there's nothing. Even if, like I said, if I wanted to go out there and get a job, it just get taken away. I'd just be starting something that really, really I shouldn't. Unfortunately, I just give up on stuff like that. Uh, you know, but we just have to accept what we don't want to accept, and that's right now defeat. We've been defeated. All the people went against us has won right now. So, you know, and they probably win because, like I said, it's going to take somebody out there that just ain't what you're used to seeing. I've always said these people on the internet that we've seen as of late don't seem to go no further than their mailbox or their bathroom inside wherever their bathroom's at in their house. I can't help that we're hundreds of miles away and all that. The people that's in on there, we try to look in Tennessee, and yeah, there's nobody here. There's 1,600 some people here, and they ain't none of them. You never see Decatur. You hardly ever see Chattanooga. So I mean, there's never hardly any out of towners. I don't think, but it is the way it is. So apparently we're just not good enough people for anybody to be around. They can't stomach us because we don't do anything wrong. We don't do anything ass backwards like y'all do, most of you. So, apparently because we don't do those things, y'all can't understand where we're trying to come from and understand that we can see where y'all are coming from. Y'all just don't want to admit to it till it's too late. Like the last one we had up in here. She waits till I've been in the bathroom for 20, 25 minutes, sitting here talking all that shit to my wife, I guess, or whatever she talking about. And then she comes in there, oh, yeah, I see what you're saying now. Well, my God, grow up. Act your age. My God, you're supposed to be 30 years old and you ain't got no more sense than that. Yeah, my wife was a little more sweeter, a little more nicer to you because she didn't yell at you. She had a voice too. If she wanted to yell at you, you wouldn't like her either. Just like I don't like when people like you come up in here lying and telling us that you're about broke, you're homeless. Well, a portion of that might be somewhat true due to your lack of trying to get out there and get something. I've had two or three things. I've had about three jobs. Like I said, three different jobs in my whole lifetime. Two of those, I was unceremoniously laid off. You, on the other hand, got fucking kids that you want up your ass. Play tickle tank with them or whatever it is. That's the only time I've seen you laugh or smile. Other than when you sleep. That's the only other time I enjoy it. That's the only time I enjoy that person being here once you fucking sleep, I guess. At least it's peace and quiet. And I can't say I ever enjoyed talking to somebody like that after. I mean, I went out of my way to try to get her to stay up, but I made the wrong mistake by doing that. You know. So I mean, you know, I can only do so much. My wife can only do so much. I understand, like I said, people take medicines for things, and people have certain things that's happening in their life, but you know, it wouldn't be no problem. You know, we take medicines too. We got things, like I said, but we're level-headed people. We're good people. Like I said, we're not out here tooting it. We got all these good looks. Yeah, I may look strong in the arms, or I might. There's some people might look, you know, like somebody they'd like to talk to, but you know, I just can't put up with all the baggage and extra drama that goes on, and so therefore, I don't care who my wife tells. You know, we're shit out of luck. You know, there's no reason to have any of this come true if she don't know them no more than I do. And I certainly don't know any people. I ain't got no reason to lie. I kept myself. That's why I said, if I had to go back and say it was one thing I always did right, and that was keep myself away from most people. I might have been liked by the teachers. I might have been liked by a certain individual because I stuck to myself. I think if my wife practiced sticking to that, I think she'd probably come out better. Just when somebody talks to her, just walk away. I usually do that because that helps me. I'll be nice to store and I'll say, hey, they might say, how's your day? Or hi. And I could do that. I can do that because I'm at the store. But I don't ask them to go home with me or my wife. I don't me or my wife, either one. But like I said, if she, just kind of, and somebody like her or somebody else out here might say, well, how are we supposed to do this? Well, they could come to us just like they want to come. If they hear one of these videos, if they've got something in them that is not like all the other people, I believe people come to you for a reason, sometimes for all the wrong reasons. But I can tell you in 9 months, it's been a while. It's not like we've just let that and go. So we've had time to really kind of sit and think about things and figure out what we should have done and where we messed up. It's our fault for letting her in here. And we didn't ask everything. We didn't take some of the steps we should have took. We probably should have just texted or something for a few days. Like me and my wife went back and forth and talked about. But, it's too late. Can't take it back. So we just have to move forward with what we got. We've got each other and we got dolls and things of that nature here. She dresses. She takes care of them. Like I said, it's just that's all she's got. I got a few stuffed animals. Like I said, if there would just be somebody that would kind of put themselves in our shoes and look at us in a different light, then they'd probably get somewhere in life. But until that person is capable of sitting here and listening to us and being reasonably 50-50, even if you don't agree on everything we talk about or say to you, you can be reasonable, be 50-50, and not get so, defensive, But like I said, that's up to the next person that gives us that chance. So if I'm you and you don't want a bad impression, don't give it. Don't bring up your past right away. Don't start, acting up if you lose something. If you lose something, simple, it'll find you, or we can replace it. I get so pissed because there's all this time is going by the wayside now. More of these people play these games. It's not helping them. It's not going to help us find anything. So at this point, if our time doesn't really mean that much to you, and you got too much to do otherwise, you can't fit us in. Well, don't be doing it. Simple. Like I said, I don't expect anybody to like this video. I don't expect anybody to do anything. We just want to kind of come out here and get some of that stuff, talk about it, put it out here, just to have something to do. But we probably just have to realize, you women ain't too lovable, ain't too cuddly anymore. And certainly don't have anything good about you anymore. Fortunately, and so I mean, if I'm wrong, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong in the good way. Be that one person that says, I understand this, and I'm not going to take offense to it. I'm going to make the effort, because I want to, not because they want me to, because I want to. And I don't mind to share it. Like I said, they wouldn't mind to share their stuff, and we wouldn't mind to share our stuff with them. But that has to be something that you guys have to have the want to do it. We can't make you do it, but we're just saying if a fella got somebody he could handle, that me and my wife could handle, we could make things right. We could make you feel good, comfortable, in all areas. And we could have all kinds of fun. We could just do everything we ever wanted to do, and then some, and be happy that we found you. But we don't know if you're out there or not. Like I said, but anyway, just kind of want to come out here and get a little bit of this off. I didn't really put out here that we was going to do any chat business or anything, but it doesn't look like anybody's on at this time of morning anyway. So we just kind of came out here, and she had a lot of this on her mind, on her heart. She just wanted me to make a video. So anyway, we'll get off here, and we might make one later. Bye.